How's it going, guys? I'm Connor from Running Warehouse.
And I'm John from Running Warehouse.
And today we are going to be taking a first look at the new ASICS Hyper Speed 4. Now, racing shoes have been getting higher and higher stacks. We're seeing super foams, carbon plates, and we look at the Hyperspeed 4, it's got none of that. This is gonna be your traditional, little bit lower to the ground racing flat, but I still think there is a place for this shoe.
You know, Connor, when I think about this shoe, I think about going to like a fancy restaurant, to eat. And sometimes you just want a burger. You just want something that's tried and true. And I think that's what the Hyperspeed 4 is gonna be for those runners who just want that traditional racing flat feeling underfoot.
Yeah, and that traditional feel really is gonna all come from that midsole. Again, we've been seeing super foams, but this shoe's got your classic flight foam EVA, nothing too crazy, about 30 millimeters in the heel. This actually is gonna be a little bit higher than the Hyperspeed in the early days, but now in 2024, this is gonna be a fairly low to the ground shoe. Traditional feel, maybe not the softest shoe, but I still think this could be used for racing, or really in my case, a training tool for a workout day to really strengthen those legs.
Yeah, that's probably where I would imagine this kind of landing, those training workouts for those runners, maybe who ran high school cross country or track, who just want that lower to the ground feeling, something aggressive, something nimble, and it feels like that's what the midsole of the Hyperspeed is gonna be able to deliver.
Yeah, now moving on down to the outsole. With the last version, we saw a pretty big update with a more meta speed inspired outsole. You still see some of that here, but it has been modified. Really the biggest change is gonna be this flex groove that goes through the midfoot and into the forefoot. Maybe provides a little bit more flexibility. Again, no carbon plate in this shoe, so you are gonna get a slightly more natural ride.
Yeah, one thing I noticed, it looks like there's some pretty thick rubber coverage here, and that's gonna really add to the durability of this shoe, which is gonna allow for a lot of training miles, which is great. It really adds value to the shoe. Another thing here, you've got these tiny lugs in the forefoot. It's gonna really grip not just the track, but also the road, and maybe even some cross-country meets for those high schoolers who are looking for a value kind of shoe, especially in California.
Yeah, I think with California, you can't wear spikes, so a shoe like this could work well. And you brought up that value at $99, $95. There's very few sub $100 shoes, so a good value for that runner looking for versatility. Now, moving on up to the upper, we've got a very lightweight and breathable mesh design. This upper really reminds me of that traditional racing flat. Getting it on foot, I was reminiscing back to those good old days, and yeah, nothing too crazy here, but it'll get the job done.
Yeah, and for how minimal and breathable this appears to be, it's also got some nice structure, especially in the heel counter. So hopefully it's just gonna add for that comfort when you're getting those training miles in.
So there you have it. That was the new ASICS Hyper Speed 4. There's really not many shoes that are still gonna play in this more traditional, lower to the ground, racing flat space. And I think there still is a place for the Hyperspeed 4 in your own lineup. If you're looking to get this shoe on your feet, you can find it in June 2024 here at Running Warehouse.